change the temp. Hey.
Hi.
Hey there. Welcome back. So, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's just going to be one of our short, we're going to do let's try that again. It's going to be a short video as we want to give a bit of an update on our kitchen reno that we started last year.
Yeah, one of the final little bits and pieces that we wanted to put together was changing the lighting or creating lighting for the kitchen that we could use for shooting our YouTube videos.
Yep, and being able to see.
Yeah, seeing helps, especially when you're using your really nice sharp Japanese knives.
Yeah.
Seeing is good.
At nighttime, because we were actually lacking good lighting at nighttime.
Yeah, and it made it less than pleasant working in the kitchen, and certainly made it much harder to shoot. So we decided we want to light the kitchen so that it would be suitable for shooting, but not have it look like a YouTube studio, like we have lighting gear in the kitchen.
Yeah, our kitchen is not a studio. Our kitchen is still part of our home.
So there are big, like overhead soft boxes that you can buy that look like a photo studio. And we decided to try and create that style of lighting, but not have it look like a photo studio. So what did we decide?
Well, we decided we love the look of Chinese lanterns because in any space they actually can quite define a style and be part of any modern look. But when we looked at, because there are designer hanging lights out there that are already Japanese or Chinese style lanterns, and they're like $250 minimum.
Yeah. Yeah, there's beautiful lamps by a designer named Noguchi.
Yes.
But they're like crazy expensive.
Yeah.
So we just took a trip to Chinatown.
Yep.
And bought a bunch of Chinese lanterns in a variety of sizes.
Yeah.
And we decided what we do is sort of make a cloud of them over the island to try and provide an even lighting that was flattering but also nice to look at.
Yeah, I think our island is 8 feet long.
Yep.
So doing pin drop lights, even though it looks, designery in kitchens and look beautiful for shooting.
Pendant lights
Yeah.
would be terrible for shooting because you get these little pools of hot light.
Yeah.
And if you move something, it goes into bright, then dark, then bright, then dark. Doesn't work.
And it would look terrible on our faces for video.
Yeah.
Especially because I wear glasses, so it would create weird lines across the face. So Chinese lanterns is what we decided to do, and thank goodness Rob is very handy dandy. He can actually do some electrical work, and we decided to actually construct lighting ourselves. The biggest Chinese lantern that we have, I think, is about 30 inches in diameter. And we decided we liked, are they called fabric cords?
Yeah, the fabric-coated
cords?
cords. I found a company in the States called the Color Cord Company, and they sell fabric-covered cords in a huge variety of colors and patterns, tweeds, everything you can imagine. And they also sell like all the accessory pieces you need to make your own lamps, or what they sell lighting fixtures, which are very nice, but of course they come with a price tag. So what we did is we bought the cord, and I think we chose...
It's called Latte.
Latte. We thought about doing the cords in white to sort of match the ceiling, but we thought they would show dirt and grime so quickly.
Yeah.
The latte color is sort of dirt and grime colored, so it'll hide for a little bit.
I mean, let's be real. Who's going to climb up every week to clean their cords?
Clean the cords. That's not going to happen. And they sell the hanging fixtures for the bulbs that are they're really nicely built, and they're fairly easy to attach. It just takes it's a little fiddly dealing with small wires, but I don't mind doing that. And they also sell like a 5-light canopy so that you can, and it has, sort of openings to put these round cords into it. So it's a nice solution. They have all the bits and pieces. The wiring itself was stressful.
Rob
trying to
spent
get all
3 days.
those wires sort of compacted together and into a canopy and stuffed into a box took some work, but
Don't forget, Rob primarily did all the work, and we have to remember he was going against gravity the whole time.
yeah.
So,
Working over your own head is not a lot of fun.
and the ceiling that we have in the kitchen, which is also the floor of our office, it's not drywall, it's plywood.
Yeah.
So cutting through that was a little bit tricky. So you may see some gaps and stuff around the canopy. We will be filling in that and repainting the ceiling, but the job got done.
The job is done.
We did spend a little extra money on the brass fittings. We thought it would look really nice with the latte. They have I think nickel, I'm not sure if they have copper. They have nickel, brass, black, white, and I think a brushed metal. But we spent the extra money on the brass because it kind of blended in with the color of the cord, our kitchen, everything has that warm tone to it along with various shades of white. So we felt like it would be money worth spent since we were saving so much money from not spending on one designer lighting.
So the one thing that we have yet to do is the bottom of the Chinese lanterns are open. Mm-hmm. And we didn't mention, we decided to go with Ikea's bulbs, which are quite amazing. They are a dimmable bulb. They're an LED bulb. This is a fairly new thing for Ikea. Mm-hmm. They're an LED bulb, screw into a regular E26, a regular bulb socket, but they also can be in 3 different color temperatures, sort of a warm, a cool, and a sort of a pinkish tone in between.
Yeah, I think that's considered daylight, like the one in between. It's
Whatever.
not quite warm.
Yeah. But, and you can control up to 10 bulbs with one remote control.
With no gate.
Yeah, no extra hardware gate or whatever.
Yeah.
They have a whole system. And I will warn you, if you go to Ikea to buy lighting in this system, get one of their knowledgeable consultants to help you.
Yeah.
Because it's a little confusing. But we already did their lighting for under the counter and we really liked it. Mm-hmm. And what's really nice is we have these little teeny puck size remote controls, and that's all you need to control the lights.
Yeah. So right now it's off.
Right. And if I turn the lights on, boom.
And
now that's halfway dim.
Yeah. It's not even at
So
full
we
power
can
right now.
dim them or brighten them.
Yeah. And
We just went overexposed.
Excuse me. I also forgot to mention we actually hung 9 of them. So we have 9 in total of the
Chinese lanterns.
And then we have an extra cord. The 10th cord is actually dedicated to, what do you call it? A socket.
Yes, it's a hanging socket over the island. So now, because our space is on a solid concrete slab, we can't run power underneath things. Mm-hmm. So we couldn't put a plug on the island in any way. Mm-hmm. So this solution, which is used in a lot of commercial applications, is you simply hang a plug from the ceiling and then you can plug appliances into it. And that's exactly what we've done. And it works really, really nicely. And these little remotes, they just magnet up to a little receiving cup on the wall. Yeah. So it's a really nice system. They've thought it out, and amazingly, it works beautifully. And it's easy to synchronize the remotes with all the bulbs.
And you can have multiple remotes. We have 2 of them.
Yeah, we have one for underneath the counter. So this one is for the under counter lights, which can get brighter or dimmer, depending on what we need.
Yeah.
So we tend to have them about halfway up.
Yeah, because then it shows really blown out. You'd be surprised how much can get blown out so quickly in a video.
Yeah. And I think we're probably going to be doing more of this lighting upstairs in the bedroom and in the office, because they have a whole assortment because they have the light bulbs, they have panel lights up to large panel lights.
That's the one we'll be doing in the office.
So we're pretty impressed with their system. The last thing we need to do, just before we shoot like a final lighting test, is the bottom of these Chinese lanterns are open, which means that the light comes straight down through the opening.
Yeah.
And we have sort of noticed that that underneath each circular lantern, there's a little pool of bright light. And we want to even that out. So we have some, I think this is actually tracing paper. It's like a translucent vellum or a tracing paper.
That you just get from an art store.
Yeah, and we're going to just cut them in circles to match the openings, or a little bit bigger than the openings, and figure out some way to get them in there so that they just diffuse the light and we don't get little hot spots everywhere.
Hot spots or multiple shadows, or,
Yeah.
right now it's creating a lot of hard lines.
Yeah, because when you get multiple of those open things showing, it shows little hard extra shadows, and we'd like to have that all nice and smooth. So that's what we're going to do today. We'll give you a glimpse of some of that, and then at the end, we'll see what it all looks like together.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Yes, this is really fun. It's nice to have light in a kitchen, I must say.
Yes. And then after this, all that's left in the kitchen is just the venting, and then the renovation will be officially done at that point. Just took us so long because a lot of the stuff we weren't able to find people, and we really wanted to save money, so we put our own labor and effort into it, including building our own lighting setup and stuff. So
our philosophy is always, if we can do something ourselves rather than paying someone to do it, that means we can spend more money on nicer materials or other additional
brass
projects
fittings
and stuff. So
yeah, we were able to put in the money towards the brass
that's our
fittings.
constant thinking.
Yeah.
But it does tend to make the project go on a little bit sometimes.
Yes. But that's okay. It looks great.
It gets done in the end, and it looks beautiful. So, should we get to fussing and fiddling?
Yeah, let's get to fussing and fiddling.
Okay. Go.
Hold on.
So that worked. That was a little easier than I thought it might be.
Actually, your second plan worked out really well. What we start off with first was you cutting out circles, slits in the circle of the paper, and slit in the tape, taping it to that.
That was messy. But what we ended up doing is we cut the circles, then I laid tape on it. We taped it into place and then cut a slit for the little metal bar to pop through.
Yep.
And that worked really well.
What's nice with the clear tape, you can't even tell that the tape is
you
there.
really can't see the tape at all.
Yeah.
And now the bottoms of each one of our globes is full.
Yep.
And our lighting is nice and even. There's no hot spots, no dark spots as you move around.
I think it's even softer on our face now.
We still see reflections in the marble
Which
or
is
in
fine.
the quartz, but that's fine.
That's fine.
But and then we shot ourselves a little color check so that we can make some adjustments to the video so that we get our videos consistent.
Yep.
And I think we have some nice lighting to both live by and shoot in the kitchen.
I think it looks really beautiful. I'm so happy with it, and I'm glad we did it ourselves.
The next thing I want to see is what it looks like at night with this lighting on in terms of shooting.
Yeah, because Rob does make coffee in the middle of the night sometimes.
I was thinking in terms of shooting. If we want to shoot on a dull day or when it's at night.
Yeah, because there are some
when we're cooking.
Yeah, there are some food that requires a lot of all day cooking.
Yeah,
stewing. So yeah,
that's pretty neat. I'm really pleased with the results. I think they came out really nice. And I think they look pretty.
They look really pretty. And I like the variation. The bigger ones don't have as much light illuminating them because there's only one bulb. Yet the small ones have more light illuminating in them because the bulb is closer to the paper. So I like the variability that's happening. You know, I don't believe in perfection. I believe in harmony. So this is harmonious.
I think it works, yeah.
Thank you,
It's
Rob.
going to make our kitchen really nice to work in.
Yes. And now we actually have consistent light.
So,
And if we show like a side-by-side comparison, you can see the difference it made by having the additional paper covering
diffusion
the hole.
underneath the holes made a huge difference. So.
The one before, you'll see there's like multiple shadows, a lot of hard lines. Doesn't look that great when you're going to be shooting food and stuff. But with the paper in, you can see the shadow is much softer. There's no multiple shadows coming in.
So basically, by overlapping all the circles, we've made them into one continuous soft light source. And no extra shadows and
No
things.
extra shadows. Man, it was hot to work in. It is hot today.
Yeah, it's a jungle outside.
So thank you.
We'll have links below in the description to the suppliers we use, like the Color Cord Company.
Yeah.
And,
imagine a color, they will have that color.
They have that color.
Yeah.
And they have the fixtures and plugs, everything you could need. So.
And of course,
Pretty
if you're
cool
not
stuff.
comfortable doing the electrical work, you can hire someone to do it. You can just buy the supply and, you know, make sure you can still be able to customize.
And they
where you
sell
want it.
complete fixtures so that you can just plug in and go. So.
Yeah, so you don't have to build it from scratch. Yeah.
Like us. Great.
Thank you for watching.
If you've enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you see our future releases.
Yeah.
And one big project left to finish the renovation.
The venting.
That's going to be a big one.
That is going to be a big one. So we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.